Hello class, this is a short video about week 4 assignments. I wanted to touch base briefly on acquisitions and accessions and talk about the elements of an acquisitions policy. First things first, what does acquisition mean? Well, the Society of American Archivists defines acquisitions very simply as materials received by a repository, your archives. And this action of receiving the materials is called an accession. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you are an archivist for a local historical society in your town. Somebody comes in and has 5 diaries belonging to their grandfather, who was the mayor in your town. Would you like to have them? This person says. You're saying absolutely. It fits the scope of your mission statement and your collection policy, as you also collect and acquire materials about the history of your town. So you accept that. And that action of accepting that donation is called an accession. Another way that you can have an accession is if somebody transfers a collection to your archives. So let's say the archives in a town over has materials that they don't need in their archives, doesn't follow their mission. So they transfer it to you, doing proper documentation and whatnot. That's an accession. Or you go to an auction. Because the board members of the Historical Society gave you $500 because they heard there's a number of ledgers that are really important that relate to your town. So you can purchase collections for your archives, and that is also an accession. So what are the 4 elements of an acquisitions policy? 1, most important, a mission statement. What is your mission? Then the second element would be the scope of the collection. What do we have in our archives? Number 3, criteria for acquisitions. What do you collect and why are you collecting these things? And 4, methods of acquisitions, and that would be how we acquire these collections. And as I said previously with my example, it could be through donation, through transfer, or purchase. Here's an example of mission statement. This is from the Shasta Historical Society. I've got a link here and a link to the YouTube video. But basically, that is a mission statement, and you'll see a lot of this in many mission statements to collect, preserve, promote. Collect, preserve, promote. Or even, collect, preserve, promote, organize, and make accessible. But you'll see a lot of the same terminology because that's exactly what we do. We collect, we preserve, we promote, and then we make these materials accessible to to our users. The elements number 2, 3, and 4 can be found in collections policy because that tells it all. So here are 2 different links. One is the Massachusetts Historical Society Collections Policy, and that link will take you to that. And the Worthington Historical Society Collection Policy. I have a link to a PDF file that you can download and read. So these are collection policies. So assignment number 1, you're going to post a discussion board forum. You're going to search online. You're going to find a mission statement and a collection policy from a museum, a historical society, or an archives. You're going to post it on the board with your URLs. It's okay if you get a mission statement from one museum and a collections policy from another, as long as you search for these 2 type of items and you post them on discussion board. Please do not look at that. I got a big I-O here. I-O. Please do not post library mission statements of collection development statement for libraries. I am not looking for library policies. So when you go online and you find a library archives, make sure you are finding the archival collection policy, not the library's collection policy. Is a big difference. Okay, remember, these are papers that are unpublished. They belong to either a person, a group of people, families, or a business. Your second assignment is I have posted an article. It's the ethical concerns for archivists, and it pertains to an incident that happened with Court Justice Thurgood Marshall's papers and relating to a deed of gift. I'd like you to read that article. It's 7 pages, and then post your thoughts on the discussion board forum. And the third assignment, which you don't see here but does not matter, is your mini quiz. And the mini quiz is just there to review some of the things we talked about. These quizzes are not just for me, they're for you too, to see where you are in class and if you understand these elements. Okay, and that's pretty much it. There you go.